What's up, Trios Tribe? Bringing you guys another top 16 video from God, where do I even begin? The versus games online or in person, Orlando regional, which is crazy to say. I think this is genuinely other than nationals, is the first Orlando regional we've ever gotten, and it's so cool to have one close to home, I gotta tell you. But man, I always tell people that like is it worth it to go a regional? And I can't express how like awesome and different I get of an experience at one of these events versus anybody else, man. The community and like in terms of just like being a part of it in the way that I am, and everyone being so receptive of who and what I do is just like the coolest thing. And I don't want to start a list of names of people, and it's probably going to happen. I'm going to mention fire off names here and there. Plenty of Eagle's Nest people were there. Eagle himself was there, and I don't even know where to begin with this. I'm probably going to put a timestamp where we actually start talking about the list. Just off the bat, we can talk about things like, you know, Royal Knights, AJ, good friend of mine, Miami local, like someone I talked to about this game on Discord numerous amount of times. Like, I just Burrito also topping another Miami homie of mine, and like Gio, another like Leagues Forte, Michael, Orlando locals of mine, Tyler. Also, I don't even know where to begin. I don't know how to begin like talking to you guys about just what an awesome experience it was at this regional. So like let's just jump into some things. Like I got this sick you probably can't see it. Let's see if I can. There was this vendor there. They were very awesome. They actually had a whole booklet, a collection of like little memory markers that they were selling, but they sell plenty of other things like deck boxes and things. And like, it's just like, it was just so cool to meet one of the, like, cause I have like other stuff, right? I have Glasses Brigade merch and like, was it the Cinnabon, you know, I think you guys know what I'm talking about, but like they make the little clay figures. Like I have a lot of this stuff, but actually getting to meet some of like the creative, someone from the creative side of things. Obviously I know DigiPanda and Avol on a little bit. I have a picture with them, which is cool, but just getting to meet somebody, and they were super dope to hang out with. So if you guys are looking for like these little memory marker, I'm choosing to do this bit on my own, by the way. So like if you guys are looking, is Godomart. They have like, I'm just out there supporting anybody that makes Lobomon merch. I'm gonna be quite frank, which I'm a sucker for. So you know, Avol, I got his thing. Glasses Brigade, I got their thing. I don't have the Cinnabon one, and they made a little figure, but it is what it is. Obviously I picked this up. It was like only $3 to grab it in person. I'm just in love with it, honestly. So yeah, got Omar. I don't know, I'll just show it off one more time. So that's one thing I got to experience. And then just like our level 2 judge getting to hang out with Ludion, head judging one of these events is very cool to see. Just one of my friends, like even like we've become such friends over like things like Gundam and stuff over the past couple of years, that now it's like just getting to see him like run the show is really cool. I know he ran Dallas too, but this was like the first time like you know, you're at home base, like things just feels different. And then just getting to see all of my friends compete and like my local scene compete versus just like, oh, the couple homies that like traveled out to Dallas with me like compete. And then on top of that, all the people we got to see, like Digimon was there, Brel, plenty of the Eagle's Nest clay, like just to name off a few. TJ Torres, Cygnus were there. I know there was more. I just, like, again, making lists on the internet, it's just those are the two I think I interacted with the most over the weekend. The homie, I just forget their name, but if you guys remember, there was the regional where Huang Zero won with Adventure. In that finals, there was a Heroes OTK. That player was there talking to me. Guy was awesome to hang out with, and just a plethora of people. Like this guy, there's just so many stories with these people. Like this guy Lightning, me and him, like we were like, I forget which Dallas regional. Oh, I think it was just a random Dallas regional me and my boys went to, and like our flights got canceled together, so we like had a bonding moment of trying to figure out how to handle our flight situation. And it's cool to see them get 12 plays, like Link's Forte, like talking about people that are like a top, like players that I've known like had the ability to top or win. Like Link's Forte is up there. Burrito has won regionals. It's nice to see him win one home base with his favorite deck. Beelzemon, obviously we're talking about that list soon. GFG Tyler getting to finally have a home base local, so Tyler doesn't have to like abandon the family to go somewhere to something and actually get their invite off of this. It's really cool. AJ, oh my god, I already said it, like I said this sentence earlier, but like speaking of people who are like just not necessarily win, like come on, like how do I like just like a player who's due, you know what I'm saying? Like there are players like you guys probably experience this, like, and I'm gonna try to word it this way. It's just like there are some players that you walk up to and you ask them, hey, do you have your invite already? Right? Like that's how you approach the conversation. With AJ, it's like you have your invite already, right? You don't need this. And then he tells you, nah, I need my invite still. And you're like, what? That's the this is the kind of player we're talking about when we're talking about AJ. Like, he's just practiced at the game, knows and loves the game, plays it a crap ton, but like, just like never seemed to get their top at the right moment, right at the right time. And just like, you know, full stop just gets the win at this event too. So obviously we're going to talk about that list. McCare is Michelangelo. I've talked about them before plenty of times. Friends with Duty Destin. Orlando. I still think that, I've said this privately, but I genuinely think that Michael is just the best player in Orlando. Has the most consistent, has the most tops, has the most you know, receipts to their name at this point, and more relevant receipts as well, right? Like sure, maybe a player from a year or like 2 years ago has more tops than him, maybe, but like 2 years ago is a completely different game, brother. You don't matter anymore. Like so just things like that, like and like, oh my god, where's another one? I have a Silver Moon is a Florida judge as well, but it's like, it's just awesome. Like I feel like maybe because I dabble in One Piece and Gundam as well, and some other card games, and it's just like, it's crazy to me how like in Digimon, a lot of our like more premier, I don't want to say premier, but like our more known judges, the one you see, the ones you see put the jacket on multiple times throughout the year, like they know this game, man, and they know how to play it, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of like you can kind of think of it like, you know, like YouTubers versus like YouTubers, like, oh, they love the game, they play the game, but they're not necessarily topping all the time, so it's just like they don't like being a yapper on YouTube doesn't really translate to tops, right? And I feel like you can take that energy and apply it to judges, like a big stigma. I feel like I've heard this like straight up to my face before. It's just like, oh, judging is for players who aren't good enough to play, and I'm like, that's number one, that's hurtful and effed up to say, number one, first and foremost. But it's cool to like our Digimon judges like are just actively playing and actively proving them wrong. So Silver Moon Geo, you're awesome. I know, like, all right, I know. That's a little bit of and then like just a random crossheart player. Like this is also an Orlando local. I don't have experience. Orlando's an hour away from Orlando, people, so I don't have I don't know everybody somehow. But this is another Orlando local. At least they play, at least the word on the street from what I've been told is a lot, like they are just a crossheart main. They play a ton of crossheart. That is the only thing they play, and getting a success on your favorite deck has got to be a surreal feeling. So congrats to this player. And then the last one I will talk about, someone who won my heart throughout the whole tournament, is definitely our 16th place here, Rednax. Just like, how do I word this? Like, they're just so happily animated and just having fun. Like a player that just like, it reminds you that we're playing a children's card game and that this is supposed to be fun. You know what I mean? And seeing that energy succeed at the tournament. I met this person's mom. Like, spoiler alert, is a kid, at least from my understanding, they're on the younger side of the world, so like they're a little more animated, a little more fun, and like got to meet their mom. They're a great person too, and just like, I don't know, it just reminds you that it's a goddamn card game, right? And Like, we're here for fun. Like, we play the game because it's fun, right? The competitive side is great, and getting to challenge ourselves with between one another is absolutely important. But like, the reminder that like it's fun first. It's supposed to be fun, and that's, I don't know. It's inspiring. I love it. I like it. Do I have anything? I'm sure I'm gonna talk about more stuff. Just like the amount of people that walked up to me and we just yapped forever about this game all Sunday, a little bit of Saturday, mostly Sunday because it was the tournament. I mean, just got to meet Eagle. I got to hang out with Eagle a little bit in person, talk about Gundam. All my UA friends. It was just like this. Like, this is also like my first experience with a everything but One Piece event, as we've been calling them. And it makes me realize like the amount of crossover I have, and just like in terms of friends that I've made in all of the games, between UA, between Gundam. Like, it is just a fun time to experience the Digimon card game with this stuff. Like, yeah, our attendance is a little low, and we can talk about that. Maybe our meta is not where everybody wants it. I still think this is a pretty healthy pie chart. I'll admit, Huddymon's probably looking to be the best deck of the format right now. It's the deck to beat. I still stand on my ground that it's not the deck I'm afraid of. I'm still afraid of Jessamon and Royal Knights, but that's a different conversation. But I've always said Huddymon is tier 1. It is clearly, I think, becoming just for sure the best deck of the format. But that just means, and when I say best deck of the format, it's probably like the deck to beat. It's the top of tier 1. It's the one everyone has to focus around and be able to beat it. But it is such a, every deck in this format has its weaknesses, has its decks that can beat it. And that's why, I think that's why you're seeing such a diverse pie chart right now, even though it's like 5 Huddy. 5 Huddy is a lot. I think I start mentally breaking down once we start seeing 6 tournament after tournament. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 decks in our top 16 is not awful. I think that's still pretty diverse. Like I said, like things like Cross Art Beals still being able to make it through, 7 Demon Lords able to make it through. Yeah, I guess I'll just start talking about the list, man. I'm sure there's gonna be more just junk to yap about, but let's get into it. So this is gonna be our first player here. Let me get the names like more properly on the side for me so I can like actually talk about this stuff. Sorry. This is Renax 6. This is the kid I was talking about. Just a joy to absolutely watch. I actually didn't talk about it. I had to change my setup. Oh, this is another thing we have to talk about. I'm on the right side of the screen today. Why? Because Eggman Events just got a huge UI update for their deck builder. 1 second. And we're back. Sorry. Again, inspiring people. Like, it's just a reminder that it's just fun to play this game, man. And surprisingly enough, on Huddymon looks like they're on a pretty like, it's hard to say like the key things are just like, are they playing Golemon? We're on Golemon. I think everyone for the most part is playing some version of, everyone that's topped today is playing some version of some options. So making sure we are adding a Ryuji's and some of these Vulcan Palms and Crescent Leafs. Very delay focus here. We're getting the Huddy Net Cafe and the Kurumi Detective Agency just for consistency and memory boosting. We're playing Tamers. And then beyond that, even the Kabuterimon makes a showing. We don't often see this guy, but the Kabuterimon is still a great card. Just giving your guy piercing plus 3k can get you through some wild just through some wild boards, right? Gets you aggressive, especially in a format where like players might be used to not having piercing, or like they're prepping into Huddymon and they don't have the piercing because it's not very common to have it. So like just the one of can get people, man. Actually, I feel like our level, like even going down on the Angemon, up on Ankilo, I feel like this is a high kilo rate, but there's none of these are negatives, right? These are just like the choices this players have made. Maxing out on the Chitose, only 1 Erica. It seems to be low. I think like the pattern is that like people are upping the Erica count, and you know, Red Snacks here choosing nah, I'm just gonna keep it low. Still give myself access to, you know, hybrid for game or whatever they need to do, potentially at a X point. But yeah, no, I got not much too else to say. I mean, it's Huddy. There's a lot of core that you do have to play. We are playing a little bit of, we're playing a lot. Actually, we're playing a good amount of the Palmon. So favoring the Palmon above all else for our loop shenanigans. So we are in a weird blend of loop versus just like option control here. So I'd actually honestly consider this deck more of the loop variety than the like mid-range option version. And it's breaking into the top 16. Hopefully they go to Las Vegas. That'd be awesome to see them again and experience the joy that just this player had for the game. And then here's going to be 17th place. This is 15th place. Arata My Sonata not playing Diaboromon, which should be a crime in itself, but we can forgive them because they're still playing a black deck, and they're probably playing the best black deck of the format. It's going to be Rocks, and definitely an interesting. I always try to skip over the rookies because the rookies are always preference, but the Gatsumon is probably the most interesting thing here, right? On deletion, but then the Inheritable Blocker comes up. Like, funny enough, this deck struggles just having blocker. So like Gatsumon kind of ends up being the only way to get it. On deletion, trash one, draw two is kind of fun. Can't complain about that. But that being said, Sonrisa, our collection of Sonrisas, our Landramon, this is always up to preference. I would say that 3 of this older Programmamon is definitely a unique take. Again, not a bad thing, just observations. And putting up to 3 so we can consistently find our level 5, I think is the idea here. It's just like we need more 5s, and maybe this player just finds that they're bricking a lot on just finding a level 5. That being said, we have 2 of the Pyramidi as a bridge. Sometimes you just need the level 6. And the Metallic Dramon as a floodgate effect is still just a disgusting card. I'm still living in a world where I'm so glad neither of the Dragon Links dragons are good. I guess I shouldn't say good, but like actively relevant in our format. Yeah. And then the last thing, actually 4 Gravel Hearts. So maxing out on the Gravel Heart is actually kind of unique to this player as well. And then the Tamer lineup as well, actually making room for all 3 of the closed Tamers is pretty unique. Usually we see everyone maxing either 3 or maxing out the original Tamer or Memory Setter, and then having a preference between EX10 and Promo. And actually no, just in here instead, finding room for both, which, you know, getting Tamers out of secure when you're at 10 Tamers, like, or I guess this is 8 Tamers, but the higher Tamer count, the more likely they're in security, and the more likely they're in security, the more likely that you're just getting free value through your mid game that actually gets you your OTK off. So I love to see it. Arata My Sonata on 15th place, and then we're gonna go Cross Hearts, another Orlando local. I just talked about it. Like, I don't know this player personally, but the word on the street is this player has been just like a cross heart specialist for a long time. And so you're seeing a lot of like the fact that they're playing 5 eggs. They're not playing any Z Greymons. Like, if I had to ask anybody about cross heart, it's probably going to be a player like this. Notably, we were on 10 Tamers, maxing out on everything named Taiki Kudo, and then adding in 2 of the triple Tamer just to round out our Tamer collection, having 10. I think is right for a deck like Crossheart. Hybrids, I think around that number as well works really well for most of my testing into hybrid decks. Maybe purple runs like 1 or 2 more, but you get my point. Definitely for a deck like this, even Hunters is around this number for Tamers as well. Valderarm making its resurgence. I don't think we've seen a Valderarm top since it's surgical extraction for Magic players from Sakuyamon decks. And then just the collection. I mean, it is Crossheart. Like, there is like the key choices I've always found in Crossheart are going to be like, do we have the like Shaman DX? The guy. This is how we get our Z Greymons for the Digicrossing of this guy. And like, Shaman's got good matchups into things that I'm afraid of, right? It's got good matchups into Royal Knights. It's got good matchup. I imagine it's got an okay matchups into Jessamon Pure. Genku can be a little weird, I could imagine, but we do get bigger than a lot of their blockers, so I definitely see a world where like it ends up just being fine, and then we have blocker piercing reboot, so they can't just get over us. That's just not a thing they're going to be able to do super easy. Into, again, Royal Knights, they have an answer. They have one of the cleanest answers into Kingdrasil, Omekamon, Omnimon X. So they just denying them that on their turn is awesome. Also just has some of the same OTK potential as a lot of other decks, but obviously not on like those early turns. Like it's really hard to do it like turn 2, right? But like you will eventually win the game as this deck, and I think having that clear win condition puts it in a good spot. And like when you have the matchup practice and the deck building, like I can't question any of these ratios, right? Like if this guy's just a specialist on this deck, this is the first time we've seen cross art in months. I mean, you can even say quarters of the year we haven't seen a cross art deck, so cool to see. But then after that, it's gonna be oh, sorry, I didn't even say this person's name. This is Sarinda, 14th place. Then we get to talk about TBR, Silver Moon Geo, our judge. I know on the website it says CS Mastamon. I'm sorry, but like Blake. It says it here. Look, and then right here, and then where's the other one? Right here, and then right here, and then I'm being annoying. I know I'm being annoying. I know I'm being annoying, but it's part of the fun of RisuTheSquirrel.com. I tell you, I get it. It's just. Yeah. Anyway, we're talking about pure Mastamon here. That when I say pure Mastamon, I think everyone kind of agrees that as long as you are on yellow and purple for your bottom end, and Angelwoman and Lady Devimons as your level 5s, it is pure. And Miris, I don't know. We're all yellow. We're all purple. The women are DNAing into a big Chaos Angel, I guess is what we'll call it for now. 4 of the potato. 4 of the potato that should probably one day be banned. 1 of the Salamon, which I think is a great card. 1 Floodgate, can't play by effect. Really, obviously really good right now into things like, I think Jesmon does play the Sisters by effect, and then obviously Hudimon, their whole thing is playing by effect. So right Floodgate at the right time can win you games. Kudamon, I still am impressed of how good this Kudamon is. It shocks me every time for the deck. We got a collection of Godomons. Still, the starter deck Godomon is here. I know I've had people conversate with me a little bit. I didn't really respond to those comments, but that's because I'm just lost in the sauce a lot of the time. But still a great. If you can Digivolve into this for free, the deck just blows the F up. Also, you do have some ways of Digivolving for it a little cheaper, making your plays a little better. But that being said, we are actually adding the Repamon. I think this is not uncommon to start mixing. I feel like we've seen this a couple times of like just like the Mastamon decks. What's the word? Adopting the Kentaurusmon support or line from BT22. But it's just the decks work, right? Like when like just like how do I word this? Like I don't know. I like just like you're trashing your security all the time. So when you get like just play this card minus 1k, you can set this card up sometimes. So I don't hate it. And then you can trash your top security. Suddenly out of security, you have a minus 6k, or you just on play have a minus 6k. Can go really far in this deck. These level 5s, the CS level 5s have changed the deck entirely. I've mentioned that in a previous video. That actually running a pretty lower count, some more favoritism into actually playing the BT11 Lady Devimon for those memory gains, I imagine, along with the same Angelwoman counterpart. Yeah, the Angelwoman counterpart here. So definitely looking for those, like having consistency in those memory combos. Maybe I think the thing is you only really need one. Like the adaptation, I'm starting to think in my head. I didn't get to talk to Geo too much about their list, as I was just happy for them to just be able to top is just cool enough for me, man. You probably only really need, realistically, you only need a C1, right, of these like play cost reducing ones, because like you just want your normal stack, then you play the other one for a reduced cost, and that usually should be able to get you into a lot of your memory shenanigans and just play the game. So seeing the favoritism on gaining memory now that we can play a lot of our craziness thanks to our promo and our secret rare, kind of gets kind of gross, I bet. I can imagine. And then obviously just mixing it up, like -2 security attack maybe stalls you out a turn for awesome time, and then alliance, right? Yeah, that's gonna give you the alliance. This one gives you the alliance as well. So chickening in there, having diversity is never a bad thing. Then we have our collection of Mastamons. So actually favoring the CS Mastamon, the secret rare, over what I say that in the sense of like over other lists of Mastamon. I feel like I've seen a lot of people gravitate towards like just maxing out the promo. The promo is very good, but I still think like obviously this is the card that everyone's been dying for. Partition on Mastermind was like the biggest thing for a while. So seeing Geo actually favor it is really cool. And then actually finding time to find room for two aces, and you can kind of see that like they just kind of cut boosts all together. But I also love the tamer lineup here as well. 10 tamers just makes it like I said in the crossfire list, like the more tamers you have, suddenly there's a good chance that like your opponent's just gonna hit one of them, and suddenly you have all that, because all the Mireis are just gas, right? The more you can get on your board, the more your board just right, like so like if you can go start getting some of these Mireis for free, it is gross. That's why I've always said this Mirei, the CS Mirei was busted. Like from the rip, I thought that card was too good. Not too good, like we need to do something about it, just it needs to be in the deck now that it's been revealed. And then we are actually on Digital Gate Open again, like for 4, like you gotta look at this card. Sometimes it's like we get to search out Digimon and Tamers, which we need both of in this deck, right? And then on top of that, we get to play a 5-cost Tamer for free. Like we net 1 memory. We net 1 memory on this play. Like it's obvious. Oh no, sorry, it reduces by 4, so it pays for itself, and then we get to pay a Mirei for 1, the 5-cost Mirei for 1. Okay, my excuse me. I'm sorry. It's floodgateable though, so keep out for that. Anyway, like I said before, TBR Silvermoon, one of our judges that we see put on the jacket multiple times at events. It's cool to see our judges actually be good at the game. I mean, we've seen Ludion take store regionals by storm as well. So it's just cool that our judges actually play the game and are actually good at the game. Like they're threats in this game, you know what I'm saying? I don't think other card games really get to say that as much about their judges, you know what I'm saying? So it's cool that our judges are definitely representing that it's more than just knowing the rules, you know what I mean? So congrats to Geo. And they even told me that actually I had a conversation. They told me that they're going to be playing in Las Vegas. So you guys better like you better have your stuff in check, right? Like you better know your rules, because he's going to get you on them. But that being said, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about Lightning, my homie that got stuck in the airport together. I can't believe we got to meet up again, which is wild circumstances. And then on top of that, getting your invite, gonna see you in Dallas one more time. Hopefully we don't get stuck in the airport this time, but we are on the Jesmon Genkumon lineup. It's really hard to label this deck just because there is the pure, but before it was clearly like Genkumon Turtle, so we listed it as Genkumon, but now it's like Jesmon is like very much here and present, right? So like we just kind of label it under Jesmon, but it is the Genkumon Turtle variant. There's not a lot of variation in a lot of these lists nowadays. I think like the Crimson Blaze adaptation, because Hudimon is so relevant of a deck, just makes sense. We have the Sistermons, we have the Masters of Disciples, Sistermon's Sisters Training Gym, whatever. And then like a lot of these plays are kind of we're just kind of used to seeing them. We got the Searcher, we've got the start of turn, draw 1, gain a memory. We got the Floodgate, can't reduce play cost, which is kind of huge-ish. Royal Knights, I guess you're playing this against Royal Knights, and obviously Digital Gate Open, as we talked about. Our collection of CLs. I still think this CL is disgusting. Blanc and then Awaken is going to be the Trinity, or at least the quadrilateral of Sistermon. I think everyone's kind of playing some mix of these 4 Sistermons exactly. Maxing out on Genku, getting cutting on 1 Genkumon X, DNAing into Jesmon GX is always possible, and this is just the star of the show. The fact that this thing has rush just lets you win so many games in a disgusting fashion. So congrats to Lightning on 12th place. Gonna move on. Gonna talk about Zero on their 11th place Hudimon list. Playing Cyberspace Eden. What is this? This is if you have no face-up security, you can card this. The cards Okay, cool, interesting. All of your Digimon with the CS trait gain plus 2k. Add your bottom security card to the hand, then place this card face up as the security card, and then with security effect, and it's a bottom security. So, and then the security effect, you may play 1/5 cost or lower with CS trait from your hand without paying the cost. Oh, interesting. So some like interesting security effect, but like the key thing here is like, I think they were just making the read that like Kisuke Amasawa is awesome because it gives all of your Huddy trait Digimon plus 1k, so you can dodge some Crimson Blazes, some Ruin modes, but like this is 2k in one card, right? All turns as well. So definitely interesting to see that. And then we are on some, again, like just kind of like Rednecks, we are on a option, like a small option Comet Hammer Vulcan Palm engine with Ryuji, and then Vulcan Palm. Obviously we have the one of Blitzarm because it does come up, so actually having a level 6 and then maxing on the Eric, and kind of like what I was saying, Red Snacks was on a lower count, whereas here excuse me, this is 0 on just Erica maxing. So definitely seeing some difference in preferences there. Terriermon being here as always. I think Terriermon's the most favored of the pure CS rookies in terms of banana peeling your combo. Reintroduction of Betamon from the last list we saw, and then a consolidation of our level 4s going. Obviously need 4 Huddy, Seadra, and Kilo, Anja, and that's about it. I mean, it's Huddymon. It's still at this point I'll say it's the best deck of the format, but it's still not like, I still don't think it's a problem, man. I like this tournament, if anything, this tournament facilitated like proving to me that like, yeah, no, Huddy is definitely beatable. It's definitely like, it's just not like, if you're calling for a ban on this deck, you need to call for a ban on a lot of things, honestly. So then we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about Salmon's 10th place list. This is pure Jesmon with Chimeramon. I remember that's the original reason that like the original Savior Huckmon, this one was banned or was set to 1 because Chimeramon was approaching, and then just being able to pump out Sistermons and DNA into Chimeramons and then go further beyond even is really disgusting. But I still like, Jesmon is definitely the deck I fear the most above all else. Strong, it's a really strong deck. It's very easy to lose to this deck. So yeah, no, I'm afraid of Jesmon, man. And Jesmon X Anybody is just I think this catches people off guard that he becomes unaffected to all of your is this the one? No, I think this is a different one. Name trash turn with Sistermon in play until the end of the turn. All of your Digimon may also attack. Oh, so this is not the one that gives you immunity, right? This is the older one. So I think there's a newer one that gives you it has the inheritable. Yeah. I think we'll talk about that in a little later. But no, it's Jesmon. We actually do have the Omnimon X Anybody. Don't get caught on this card. I feel like a lot of people are kind of making the mistake of like, you got to remember this is an end of turn effect to go into Jesmon, right? And then sometimes the players will like to use one of the Sistermons that force a Digivolution into a Royal Knight. And so then they go into this, but you will not get the end of turn attack. Please don't get caught on that. Please track your Jesmon players accordingly. That's the biggest thing I would talk about for this. I mean, it's just pure traditional Jesmon. We got the Scrambles, we got the Master Disciples, we got the Crimson Blaze, and we got the Sistermon Training Gym as our backup focus for everything. I really do appreciate that, like, sometimes I hear it out there, and I really like, this is talking about Bandai and card design. It's just like, so many times I feel like people are like, oh, my deck needs a good tamer, and I'm like, I don't think that fixes your problems, brother. And like, I feel like Jesmon was one of those decks for a while. It's just like, oh, they need a good tamer. Like, nah, just pump that boy with better cards and better options, and they'll be just fine. I don't believe in like making your tamers a crutch kind of thing. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and talk about our next list. This is going to be Salmon. No, yeah, this is gonna be Salmon. Let me double check. Sorry, I should be more prepared. No, that Salmon was the pure Jesmon player, so this is Mooney. This is Mooney. More pure Mastamon with the Venusmon. I love that. I love that random Venusmon can just end games against a lot of our players right now. No one Digivolvings into Jesmon. no when digivolvings, no when attackings against Huddy. That's pretty good. That can win you the game. That can stall out the game long enough for you to actually just win, right? Because like the thing is, like, Mastamon doesn't necessarily need to win. Like the extra turn doesn't necessarily make Mastamon win the game, but it gives them the turn to finally do their combo and then win the game, right? Like in the next couple turns, or just like make the impossible board that like you just do not win against. But we're definitely spicing this up a little bit more. Like we're adding way more variance into this deck than what we saw from Silvermoon. We got the Ruin mode, we got the Venus, we have only one Ace because we are trying to fit in some of this stuff. We got the Amber Memory Boost, we got the Blinding Ray, we got the Ortinemon. I think we even have the BT23 Gatomon. Same Floodgate, funny enough. And then we also have a starter deck Salamon that does have that end of turn DNA. So for flexibility stake, we're on that. Higher increase in this Angelomon. Lady to 3/3 is still what we're seeing. And we're just still seeing some of the basically a swapping, but it's all the same level 5s that we're playing for this pure build here. Pure Mastamon build, I guess, or yellow purple, I guess, or amber was the proper term now. But that being said, I got nothing much to say, but we are seeing some like consistency here. Like this is the ratio of Mires that we see most of all. Like try to keep equal, maybe one higher than the other, but just maxing out the CS one makes the most sense to me. And maybe we should ban the potato. That's all I'm saying. I lost my spot, but that's Mooney. Now we're gonna go on to Young Vic here. So our other Royal Knights player, Kongu. Kongu and 2 medieval Gallantmons. Ooh, that's tough. 2 medieval Gallantmons. Like if you can get to, like I was talking to Tyler, I think this might be one of the people they lost to is just like double medieval Gallantmon. Like I don't think a Hoodie player can play against that. You can probably play around 1, but not 2. And then we're seeing like, I mean, we're just on the red Royal Knights. Red Royal Knights plus Craniumon are a disgusting pair. It looks like this Magnamon has completely replaced the original one, which is kind of cool. On play, oh, so you get the on play, you immediately get the draw. Then one of your Digimon with Royal Knights or CS can't be returned to the hand or deck by your opponent's effects until the end of the turn. So really interesting protection there. So wow, actually. Who knows where that can go. I mean, and then we're seeing like one digital gate open. We're seeing the Digimon Emperor to help stall out a lot of those decks looking to get like Estamon with the potato. Obviously, we do see a lot of the Honeymon combos do end with a rookie in the back. So that's another thing they can do. This helps them stall out those turns. Keenan Crier is actually another one of those cards that's just getting more and more relevant. Opponent's turn, when an effect plays a Digimon by suspending this tamer, gain a memory. Pretty good. Especially when you're like just being able to yoink that one memory from players like can change the game, and we can get up to 2 because we're playing 2. Kongu is also another great. It's just like that's what I've been telling black decks, right? Like rocks. Right? I'm almost surprised with our rock players. Like these was it these 4 sovereign? The 4 sovereign cards, like unironically, are all have their own niche way to deal with Honeymon, which is kind of cool. And Kongu's one of them, right? They can attack with the Honeymon if you play Kongu. So we got Royal Knights of the Purge at 1 because we have to, Last Guardian, and then just our plethora of Royal Knights. We are on the new one that doesn't let you play from trash. Craniumon is busted. I think Craniumon's the new best Royal Knight to come out in terms of support. Alphamon, or you can it's still the nastiest card in the game in terms of Royal Knights. But beyond that, like the Dynasmon is great as well. We're playing the new Genku, which actually, funny enough, I had a conversation with a player and they were like, hey man, this Genku's kind of slept on. And I was like, yeah, you might be right. I can see it. So when this card will be played by returning 3 cards with Hakmon, Sistermon, or just one in their names to your trash, you can reduce the play cost by 5. Whatever. Like that never is going to come up in this deck. You may play 1 Hinukomi token, Alliance, Reboot, Blocker. So more token making, right? Which we already know that's why we play that Jesmon, right? Just these more errant bodies just being mean. Then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 6 or less for each of your other Digimon. Add 3. So you're already just on play deleting a 9 cost body, and if you have anything else, busted. Yeah, that's it. I know I'm going to talk about Morale Knights more, so we're going to go congrats. I think this was Young Vic, 8th place. Then we get to talk about one other. I'm sorry, there's more. There's going to be, I think there's one more Huddy one, if not 2 more. But we're going to talk about, this is Link's Forte, local of mine, homie of mine, finally getting to them what is due. Getting their invite to a national is something they've been working on so hard, and finally getting to them what to do. You know, I feel like that it's just like, I'm just happy for him, man. I got nothing. Like I'm getting towards the last half of the video, and I'm getting pretty burnt out about talking about how awesome the tournament was as an experience anyway. But Link's Forte, get in theirs, and it's on the option version. We're playing 2 of every option, which is probably what I would have done if I was playing a deck like this. Ryuji playing the Mirei is actually interesting. It's the first time we see Mirei on the board, and actually 2 of the Justimon Blitz arms. But with that said, we are on we're on a really interesting in between the option version and like combo version, right? We still have room for Palmon, Terriermon, cutting down on Tenno and Betamon. So I guess we're just like less searching, just maxing on the Gossumon for searching, and then condensing. Again, we're seeing that consolidation of level 4s. We're on the Huddymon, we're on the Seedramon, but then we're in Kilo, Andromon are our main 2. And then Chitose at 3. Erica, a lower Erica count than expected. Oh no, only 3 Kisuke. Kisuke. It's not Kisuke, right? It's Kisuke. Why does everyone say Kisuke? I don't know. Someone in the Japanese world's got to explain that one to me. But that being said, it's Huddymon, so we know what they're doing. No backup level 5 is going to be interesting, but it just makes sense, right? Like, Shakamon's the game winner anyway, and if you want to, like, just going into the Blitz arm is going to be disgusting as well. No, just pure raw, like, Huddy, Jesmon, or Huddy CS, just go at your face, consistent game plan, no tricks necessary. We're just going to play our archetype and win and get our top. So the king of the X2s coming in at 7th place, finally getting their top. Still on that X2 record though, I'm not forgetting. Getting what's yours, homie. And then we're gonna move on. Mikair, best player in Orlando. I'm not glazing when I say that. There's just no one that can argue that statement. I think there's no way you can argue that statement, in my opinion. He's got the facts and the receipts to prove it. And we're on the Jesmon list. We've seen them play at Eagle's Nest twice, a couple times already. And yeah, him and Moss, I think it's him and Moss, we're working on the list together and figured out a few things and just are landing on this Genkumon Jesmon list with, like I was talking before, the new Jesmon X, the newer Jesmon X antibody when digivolving. If Jesmon X antibody in the Digivolution cards for 1 turn, your Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's effects. So pure immunity, so no options are going to be able to clear you. Nothing. Just, it's only your turn though, but it just makes the security safe, right? And you just swing, win the game. Again, we're seeing the same collection of Sistermons. And then we have the on play Searcher. We have the start main phase Huckmon, the Bow Hucks. Obviously, like both of these are good. We're playing on an even mix of them. Only one level 5 because that's just what this deck does sometimes. Is just we only need a Sea Savior. That's the only thing we care about. Jesmon Genku is on obviously unspoken, and then our collection we've decided 2 Crimson Blaze, Huddymon, makes sense. Sistermon Training Gym, and from Master Disciple maxing out at 4 with the Koromon Egg. From here, we get to, and oh yeah, I forgot. How could I forget? Infernio. That's how I'm saying the name. This is going to be 5th place. Inferno 7 Great Demon Lord Litz. Bringing back the Shoto Kazuma. My friend were just talking about how the price of this card probably went down, and you just shot it back up. You jerk. I'm joking. But we are playing an interesting lineup of cards here. Like we haven't gotten to talk about 7 Great Demon Lords in a minute, but they have new cards, and we're talking about, all right, so Deltamon for Floodgates. We're playing this new Belphamon X Antibody. That's interesting. So what does this allow us to do? Let me see. When digivolving, delete all of your opponent's Digimon. So you digivolve for 2. Let's remember that. So delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level. Then if a card with Belphemon in his name, this Digimon attacks without suspending, and it has Rush. Oh, so this is one of the best ways to, this deck unironically is one of the best ways to navigate with Rush on that card. That's interesting. Oh, cool to see. And like actually we see that into the rest of the deck. We're focusing on the new the EX10 Rage mode with the original Sleep mode to back it up. We got the Fortitude, which is interesting, but the Fortitude, I don't know if this Digimon is Belphemon, Sleepman, Trash, so the Inheritable doesn't matter, but there is going to be a world where you somehow start of main phase. Is there a world where I don't think am I crazy? Is there a world you actually get? Is there a world you actually get this start of main with this card? I don't think you can save it, right? Let me reread. And if you have 6 of your this Digimon can. Oh, but it has Fortitude, so if you go, you can Digivolve on Sleep, and go here, then Digivolve. Then it has Fortitude, so then when you delete yourself with a Gudo, you'll get to play and it'll get to stay on the board. I think that's what we're cooking. I might be off on my rules on that. Sorry about that. Sorry, you know, Risu doing down one of his rambles. We got the Kurata. Oh, man, this is just like, clearly this player is just like on the Belphemon, just Belphemon plus the boys, I guess, is really what the focus of this deck is. They're just trying to get down some sleep modes, some rage modes, maybe go into that combo I was talking about where you play the sleep mode, Digivolve into rage mode. Since you have Fortitude, your Gate of Deadly Sins will delete it, but then you will play it back out on your next turn, and then you can give it Rush, give it Sec +2 and Piercing, and go sicko mode. But that being said, yeah, Shoto Cosma, Calling from Darkness, Rise of the Seven Great Demon Lords, Underworld's Call, and then Biting Crush all together here. Leviathan still the king of the deck. I still think these two cards are the two modes of the deck, and I still think they're amazing at it. 7 Demon Lords making a showing. Only 2 Agudamons is funny. Like, I guess that's not our win condition anymore, which is interesting. And with that said, congrats Infernu, 5th place. And now it's time to talk about Brito. One second. All right, best slinger in the best death slinger in the West. We got Brito, topping it again with their favorite deck. Another player that's actually able to another Miami homie of mine has their win under the belt, but I think they still needed they actually, off the back of winning the PPG store regional with Beelzemon, still going into the proper regional itself with Beelzemon, getting their passed down invite, getting another invite, but obviously we're not gatekeeping because that invite pass is down. But this is another chance. I think this is the first time I get to talk about some of the Beelzemon things that have happened in the world. We're seeing the Balmon, the reboot blocker. This Balmon is kind of nice, kind of sick. It gives you a backup plan. I think the reboot I think goes underrated in that deck as well, because a lot of the times the way the deck traditionally plays is you're kind of swinging with your 5, hoping like just to trigger all your win attacking mills in your early game. But then if it like usually you're banking on it dying, and if it doesn't die, it's just like sitting there and you're like, uh-oh. But now it's a like reboot blocker. That's kind of good. You have it gives you that backup plan, which like if you don't die in security, and sometimes maybe you just don't want it, and it's an on play, so it's just on play blocker, right? That's nasty, along with its on deletion effect, so it's just not easy. I tell people a lot, I've told people often that like this Balmon with on deletion play Beals Huddymon, if you just hard drop this Balmon, there's not a lot Huddy can do around it. Like they have to eat the Beelzemon that's coming out. which is really cool to say. And I admit I'm getting a little tired of speaking now, so I'm probably going to be a little more short than I need to be. But the big thing I've been wanting to brag about to people is EX1 Wizardmon. This is me and Brito. We sat down on Discord together one time. He just comes to me. He's like, hey, well, how do you like, what can we do to make bills better? Like what? And this is like sets ago. This isn't the secret rare wasn't around yet. And we were both sitting there. And I was like, he had this one copy of Witchmon. Actually, the story goes, he comes to me and he's like, I want to change my level 6s. What do you think a good level 6 ratio is? And I hit him with the Witchmon kind of sucks, right? Like the level 4, you don't need this card, right? And he thinks about it and he's like, no, but what do I put there? And I'm like, hear me out, brother. This inheritable, you return all of your Digimon with retaliation gain rush. We live in a world where X antibody Digimon can digivolve on themselves for free, right? And guess what just happened to come out around the time he asked me about this back in BT9? Got a little bit of an Impmon who's definitely relevant in the deck with a very relevant on play, but doesn't often get to attack because of how the game is. Has inheritable retaliation. So there are definitely in a world where you get to see your in a deck where you get to see your entire deck and or reclaim a lot of your pieces that go into the trash with Rivals Barrage. Suddenly, Beelzemon has rush for game. And it is just awesome. And sometimes you just have the memory to digivolve a Wizardmon on top, etc., etc. So it is just really cool. I mean, I'm sure there's a world where like someday you just have the Wizardmon inheritable live and you just digivolve into the secret rare. And man, is the secret rare a disgusting card. That being said, yeah, no, Brito, another great Miami local of mine. I still, and just like McCare, I remember their first games of Digimon, and now to see where they've taken the game is it's dope to see. It's makes me proud, man. It makes me proud. To me, like, but to be fair, for me, I'm kind of like I'm a hard ass about a lot of this kind of stuff, because to me it's just like, of course McCare topped, of course Brito topped. They're good at the game, duh. Excuse me. But that being said, congrats Brito, top 4. Now another man that is no stranger to their laurels is gonna be 3rd place, GFG Tyler, the original webcam weekly tournament. It's gonna be on Hudimon. Got to meet their kid, which is really cool. And we just talked about it. It's the player that, like, we don't have to talk about Digimon, man. Like, we just talk about life, and I think that's a cool relationship me and him have. Every time we talk, I feel like we don't even talk about Digimon. We talk about just like, how's your life, man? I'm not gonna hate it. Every relationship's different, right? So I love that that's my relationship with Tyler. But that being said, it's gonna be the Hudimon. It's gonna be the option variant, but we're a little cut down on the options. No Vulcan Palm, playing Ice Wall as, like, I feel like like, you know, you're a Digimon boomer when you're playing Ice Wall stuff. Like, this man is still traumatized from the sins of EX1. And you're like, I'm blue. I can fit it up. I can fit it in Ice Wall. Oh, that's funny. I got nothing else much to say about the list. Obviously, we're on the Venusmon for some Floodgate potential. Pyildramon for the backup level 5. For our potentially, if we hit into the Terriermon loop combo variant of the deck with a consolidated level 4 lineup, Andromon and Kilo, Seadramon, Huddy, Chitose maxed out, Erica at a higher count, so very inconsistent as to where players want to be with the Erica count. 4 Kasuke's, and then 2 Mireis. Mirei, actually, I think you're the second player to be on Mirei on tonight's conversation, but makes sense. Everything's CS, so I like the card. I still like the card. I think it's a 4 of in Mastermon for a reason and continues to be a relevant card throughout. So that being said, yeah. Oh, did I double click, or do we got another Hudimon to talk about? I think I double clicked on their name. Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is Tyler's list, but twice. And then we get to talk about Shooting Star, who also got with Huddy. I think 2nd and 3rd. Yeah. So we're going to talk about Shooting Star. Well, how do I say this? I think this is the player I ended up talking to a lot, because this was the, I believe this was the, no. Ugh. I had a conversation with somebody, and it was about how the pure loop version of Harimon is the best version of Harimon. However, a lot of people are playing that version wrong because they should be on the Sume when any of your Digimon with the CS trace are played, draw 1, and then the Ukomon. Both of these combined accelerate you into your draws, into all your tamers, into everything you're going to need to actually OTK on time and play the game and destroy boards. That being said, here it is at second place via Shooting Star. I think this was the player in the finals. It must have been. But yeah, no, that's the knowledge that was imparted to me. So I'm imparted it onto you guys. It's a very condensed list. So obviously we are maxing out. We're on the Gatsumon for searches and then maxing out our banana peel inheritable. So it's consistently hit on that ability to go into the loop. Again, a condensed series of level 4s. These are just the best level 4s of the deck and allow you to play the game the way you want to play it. They get you into your Shakomon with the most consistent variety. The only way you don't get into Shakomon with this list is if you have 2 Seadramons. Then Paildramon here as it's just a backup, right? Like you can get in there with you have to always have Huddy, but it's the deck. And then you can't use Ankylo. So you do have some breakpoints where like you don't have like pure DNA consistency, but it's close enough that you're fine. I don't even know why I bring it up. And then again, condensed tamers, you just have one game plan. And we are just going to be consistently on that game plan no matter what. So we are going to loop, we are going to draw, and we are going to search, and we are going to Uko Rush, and we are just going to win the game. Very consistent strategy, very consistent to get to that level 2 scenario, or that game-winning scenario where you are looping and winning the game. And it got us there. Shooting Star, second place. Congrats to you, man. Yeah, let's... Talking about people that are due for their laurels, brother. Someone who's been deserving of a top for the longest time, man. Like always so close, never quite being able to make it. This is AJ. This is a friend of mine. I'm just so excited. And I can talk about the list. It's Royal Knights. They said it verbatim to me. It's the V Passion list with 2 Keenan Criers. And that's what I'm going to end on when talking about it. I can talk a mouthful about, like, obviously, like, we can talk about, like, Dynas and Gallon. Craniumon is busted. The new Magdamon's a must. Crimson 3, Crimson Blaze. I think that's a big thing that people aren't thinking about. Digital Gate Open, Last Guardian, Knights of the Road, Purge. It's Royal Knights. We got the Marcus Damon as well. So we have a red tamer. 2 potentially Crimson Blaze because we do have to have that red source. But I got nothing else to say, man. Just other than that, AJ, you deserve it. Congrats. It's Royal Knights. I don't really have to say too much other than what I've said. The Keenan is great. I think it's underestimated. This is the V. Also, this is V Passion's a modified version of what V Passion brought to the table at Eagle's Nest. So participate in Eagle's Nest because it's gets you wins, man. It gets you wins. The practice there, undeniably great. I think it goes underestimated how good that practice can get. But that, I got one more list. I didn't put it on the site, but we got a Risu's Choice Awards. We got my, I tried to go through some lists. There's an Eximon in the top 30. There was a OTK Wargreymon going around that was really cool to see. There's other players topping, like Marty from the plantation area. There's Brel from Digimon. Digimon was also up there. Cygnus is up there. But man, I just want to talk about my homie in my list, Double Whammy, man. This is the unofficial manager of the RisuTheSquirrel.com channel, and this is a list we've been working on together for like ever, man. This is how me and him became friends, is us trying to get like that original EX1 Malum Myotismon to work. And since then we've been trying to make, like, every time the deck gets updated. And BT, what was this, 16 is when we got this card. The original support back in, there was another wave of support with BT8, right, where I think this one comes from. No, I guess we've abandoned the BT8 stuff at this point. I don't fully remember the list anymore, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like just Mallow Myotis, king of the SWAT, king of the swam. Just a fun deck, man. And we're seeing this is the best they've done, and I just wanted to praise them. They came to me multiple times like, I should play this instead, I should play that instead. And I looked at them every time and I'm like, just play Myotis, man. Just stop. Just play Myotis. And I mean, they played the best run they've had on a deck they've fully practiced, fully knew how to play everything, and they did great, man. And I think it's worth sharing. Top, you know, they got 27th, just I think it was X21, so just short of what was a topping record. Might just not be close enough for pass downs. I don't think we have enough pass downs in this day and age to comfortably say, but like, they played good. And I think like when you come out of a tournament, I think it's important to think about, it's like, if you came out of a tournament and you didn't top, but you know you played you played good, right? If you're on, like, let's be real, if you're on Myotismon, you know you're going up against Royal Knights, the better decks. You know you're going up against better decks, right? You know you're going up against Royal Knights. You know you're going Jessmon, Huddy. All three of those decks I would easily say are better than Myotismon, right? Still being able to come out on top and have a great record and play your best and come out knowing that's like, you know what? I did good. So if you guys are interested in a Myotismon list that Risu Squirrel approves of, here it is. Double whammy. You the homie, the brother from another mother. And yeah, I'm just gonna end it on that. I've winded myself with this video. Oh, it's an hour-long video. But man, I can't express to you guys enough that like I just have fun with this game, man. And going to these events and just like seeing all the people and like how receptive everyone is about the things I do on the internet. It's cool. So like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time.